Hey everyone, welcome back to Play Casket with your hosts, Parok the Goblin.
And Ghost, your co-host.
And this week's episode, we are going to talk about, weapons of legendary status. Basically, any type of, weapon that has some kind of name, and unique mechanics, or experience, and stuff like that.
Or just something you really like. Episode 51, a legendary pointy end.
So, basically, what I'm going to elaborate, just, unique... these unique weapons in some way, shape, or form. They're unique. They stand out above the rest. Be it in mechanics, be it in style, be it in the history of it too. Either within the game's lore or maybe some design choices they've had to do that kind of led to it and stuff. So,
or just something that you want to rush to get. You can't wait to get to.
Yeah, something that's something that stands out. It has its own name and stuff. There's a reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead and start with that. What is one of your favorite? What's your first notable legendary? What is the one your earliest memory of your first notable legendary type of weapon?
Well, not legendary, but at least in Monster Hunter, the weapons I like to go for is the paralysis dual blades, the Pelagian stun sword. Lately, though, they've kind of nerfed status because. It's been really it's too OP, I guess. So they kind of nerfed it. But back in Monster Hunter 3, it was so fun because it was basically the poor man's stun trap. So
I hit him just really hard and a lot of it right now.
And then you can't move, and then we hit you more. And then we set a trap, and you can't move, and we hit you more. So it was really spammy and fun.
Just hit it really hard.
It was spammy and fun, but people my friends didn't really realize how OP it was until I brought it in, and then
everybody rolled with it.
Yeah.
So I remember when you first were teaching me how to play Monster Hunter because I was trying to learn on my own and didn't really work out. But turned out the things I like are very blunt, very dumb weapons. Meaning I just hit things really fucking hard.
That's all you need. That's all you gotta do.
I'm just gonna go thumpy thump. So that's just how I am with Monster Hunter. So, preview of that if I ever stream that nonsense. I'm just gonna go run into it, just smack it a couple times and why don't you dodge? Real men don't dodge. This hurts a lot. So, right on. Is there a first time experience that really kind of got you to be yeah, you know what, this is the weapon I kind of want?
Trying to think because I just remember that everybody brought really good stuff and there's no real point to statuses stack a certain way so that you can't just spam it like crazy. So I realized hey, everybody brought really good stuff, so I'll just bring paralysis to
kind of lock them in,
lock it in, and then it worked extremely well. And it just went on from there. But eventually Capcom kind of caught on, and paralysis status just kind of gotten really nerfed. So
now it just tingles when they oh, stab it.
Yeah.
Stab it, it makes me a little numb. Stab it.
Well, because remember you used to be able to paralyze them at least 4 to 5 times in a match. Now it's 2 times. In the updated ones, so it's
stop it.
What's the point?
Stop. Yeah, no, so that's pretty cool. No, I don't know. I don't know if I have any really iconic weapons that I liked in Monster Hunter. Not even if you ask me just in isolated, I really enjoy just the hammer and the insect glaive because all the weird mechanics they have, but one that stands out just doesn't work on mine. But I will say ones that do stand out. My first notable weapon, this was happened when I was a wee lad. A wee tiny little goblin. It's Nintendo 64, Turok 2, the legendary weapon called the Cerebral Boar.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Cerebral Boar was one of those hard to unlock weapons, but I didn't even know how to unlock it. I just happened to unlock it because I loved playing Turok so much. I just did all the things, and you eventually unlock it. It's near the end of the game. But what it does is basically you get this weapon that kind of looks like a weird drill on the end, right? It's like this big, like it looks like a machine drill, right? But that little drill, like end tip, kind of has like this alien mouth on it. So when you shoot it, the dude just like this weird little like alien squirmy thing. Kind of when you hit the character, you can see it kind of run around it a little bit, and then eventually get into its head, and then blood just starts squirting out of its head, and it just sits there in spasms while it's like, and you're like, what the hell's? And then the head blows up. Just one shot. As long as you land it, it just gets into their head, and they just sit there spasm, and then just blop. Like it was the first time I felt like a god. Like I was just like just running around, just pew 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 pew. And then there was of course like bipedal things and stuff I couldn't really kill like that, so I actually had to use real guns. But that gun, like every time, I was just like gathering as much of the ammo as I could find and all that. Like I was just doing what I can to just use it more. I am a god right now. Like it was so satisfying. Like there would be times I just want to isolate one of the like weird lizard things and just like shoot him in the head, and he just sits there spasms, and I get out. Like it was like really cool. Like when I was a kid, I was like, oh yeah, this is realistic, and I like zoom in the camera by like adjusting myself just right, just to see the model just and like I don't know. I was a pretty morbid child.
Hey, you earned it, right? I deserve to revel in this weapon.
Yeah, I earned it, damn it. I deserve to soak in all the gore I'm making out of that. Which isn't the only one. And we will get into that in a bit. So, even though we have a bunch of, like, you know, legendary weapons and stuff we've probably all experienced, what's one of your favorite ones in general? Just overall, why and why? Like, what is the one that, like, it's just like, you know, it just stands out to you every single day, no matter what?
Oh, just going back to Monster Hunter again. The Grand Gigas hammer.
There's a theme here.
Well, it just when you think of like overpowered weapons, the Grand Gigas is just the most hilarious thing because not much people really know about it. I didn't know about it either too until I went to NDK, and they're like, oh, just because we were all using Kelby bow and the Kelby bow combo, which is like it has like just if you awaken it, which adds like you awaken the hidden element, it has like insane slime element, and then they're like, oh no, just get the Grand Gigas hammer and awaken that. So we run over to like awaken to make all the equipment to awaken the Grand Gigas hammer and Elatrion, which is like the hardest. That's like the end game boss. Yeah, we destroyed him in like under 5 minutes, and we were all just laughing so hard.
So for everyone who don't know, the Grand Gigas is made out of what monster in Monster Hunter?
Uragan. The chin.
So basically, your weapon is Morgan Webb's chin. Everyone who is used to old G4 knows that. You're welcome. And like I don't know, I didn't play those ones. Like I didn't get to the high ends a lot. Like usually you just drag me in with it, and I die a lot. So that worked out. But was there like was there another like huge reason why you like the Grand Gigas as like your all-time favorite?
It just laid waste to like.
It was just absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, because you walk in and then you see people who are like, oh, let's take on Elatrion, and they have absolutely no idea what you're wearing, and then they're all confused, like, wait, how did we kill it so quickly? Yeah,
just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
nice. Well, mine isn't like that. There's no Turok 2 other weapon I enjoyed. There's another weapon though that's a big old gun that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's the BFG 9000 from Doom.
Yeah, it's a good gun.
So, all right. So I played Doom, or like the original Doom, like a couple of times growing up, but I never really got very far. But I did play Doom 64.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played a lot of games, and I beat a lot of games on 64 when I was growing up, because it was just like the system that I just craved when I was a kid. And the BFG gave me that same satisfaction, but a lot more of a spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the cerebral bore, like you shot it and then you just see him spaz out. The BFG was just a giant ball of just firework, and everything explodes in its way. Like, it's just poof, like everything just bleh, everywhere. I'm like, I am feeling things.
Have you tried the one from Eternal?
No, I just bought that game though on LRG, so I'm gonna get to go ahead and try that.
Yeah, give it a try.
Yeah,
I think it's the most satisfying one. The worst one is Doom 3.
the Doom 3 one.
The Doom 3 BFG is the worst one, I think.
Oh, gross. But that game, like that gun was like, and I know I sound like one of those, like, oh, you're just riding a wave, like, dude, I'm okay with riding some waves when they're like the wave of popularity with people and stuff, but that gun was awesome.
It was.
If there ever was a way to turn on God mode without actually turn on literal God mode in a game, the BFG was one of them. There was like very few other guns and weapons in general that allowed you to have that as a player.
Yeah.
Like the BFG was delicious. Like it was, oh my God. Like it was just one of those like, and I was like, right at that time, I was that kid. I was one of those like teenager kids, like, yeah, gore, I'm ready, yeah, like that just satisfied everything. And for just the immediate carnage that you get, even when you're an adult now, it's just satisfying as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like it is just so good, you know. And that's why
I guess it's your trump card too, because you're like trapped in the corner. You're trapped in the corner, and you just
whose corner is what now? And just blow them. Yeah, dude, it was delicious, dude. Like if there was another, let's put it this way, if there was another game that played like Doom 64, which there's plenty of them, but they actually had their own version of BFG, I would love that game equally too. Like it's just, it was just so satisfying to have that, right?
Yeah.
Hexen kind of had something similar, like some kind of lightning ball type thing, I think. If I remember right, I could be way off. I could be thinking about two different games at once. But like that was really satisfying for me. But as far as just mechanics and experiences, what about like games with story, and not just like story in game, like in game, like you know, there's lore. But what about like stuff like maybe there's a story behind the design to that game, like weapon? Is there a weapon like that you like just based on its story alone?
Monster Hunter, not sure.
Monster Hunter.
No, everybody knows it. From Software, the Moonlight Sword.
I actually don't. Like, I remember you giving me kind of like a little footnotes on it one time when we talked about it. I actually had no idea. So, what is the Moonlight Sword in general? Like, what makes the Moonlight Sword very unique as far as what you like?
Well, at least in the Kingsfield games, it's like the best sword that you get. It slowly regenerates your MP, so you could like constantly cast magic.
I'm a wizard.
Yeah, which is really, really nice. Well, I guess there's also the Dark Slayer. But I don't remember if I ever got the Dark Slayer or the Moonlight Sword or whatever. But anyways.
Swords. Taught. Deep.
Yeah. But, Moonlight Sword is in every From Software game, I think. Or at the very least, like, I know it's in Kingsfield. It shows up in Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and Bloodborne as well, too. So.
I heard it heard it comes up in Evergrace too, because I mean, granted, there's some rumors now that just nobody can really confirm. We have Evergrace as a game, so we're gonna just figure out if that's actually a thing.
And then Elden Ring, yeah, it's an Ice Sword, which is pretty good too. And even then, though, like I still rock the Moonlight Greatsword and the Dark Moon like Greatsword.
Dark Destruction,
whatever it is. Yeah, in Elden Ring, because my waifu gave it to me. And a symbol of our love, right? No, but
cringe.
But the ice and the range makes it so OP. So I rock it. It's still one of my favorite weapons.
Nice. Well, mine isn't like that. Mine's more of a story, like the story of the whole sword in of itself in game. Like one of my favorite like lore based, story based weapons is actually the Frostmourne from the Warcraft / World of Warcraft franchise and all that.
Okay.
There's a lot of weapons with a lot of like deep story. Gorshalek, Doomhammer, Thastora,
Thunder Fury Wind Sword Seeker? No.
Thunder Fury Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. Did you say Thunder Fury Blessed Blade of the Windseeker? I think I did say Thunder Fury Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. Anyway, Frostmourne just for like the longest time, like it's not only the sword that caused the greatest amount of damage to the world in of itself, but like this latest expansion that they had, because I've been watching from afar now and just been reading about the story and stuff. Frostmourne wasn't even supposed to have been made as far as the world of death. It was like, no, this blade was made with the intent of like enslaving life as we know it entirely into death and all this, and then death becomes just blind slaves and such. It's a huge thing, right? Mm-hmm. But Frostmourne's original design and Frostmourne's original intent was just this blade that kind of has like weird icicle kind of pointy tips and stuff and like little skulls on it and stuff. And it points, it's like a single-handed blade. And basically it takes the person's soul out of them, and when they kill people, they like it's used to resurrect armies of dead, not just point, you're now undead now. No, he just like points to a valley and then just erupts an entire army of fucking undead shit.
Holy shit.
Like, and it's been used to invade entire areas and continents and stuff. It was just a whole thing, and like it was the whole reason why the undead even exist in Azeroth, which is the world of Warcraft's, natural universe. Mm-hmm. And it was technically designed in the realm of death, but it was not designed in a proper way. Like it had runes of enslavement and stuff like that, which allowed it to just do whatever the fuck all it wanted. Mm-hmm. And if it killed you and caused wounds on you and stuff, and it never took your soul, it would just damage your soul to the point where it feels pain long after death, continually to feel pain. And I was like, that's kind of fucked up, right? Yeah. And it like the story is like even the dude who actually had to pick up the Helm of Domination and the armor and Frostmourne and stuff, Arthas Menethil, he ended up going crazy because he thought he could use that to kill the demons, but technically some other set of subset demons actually use that to be designed, and that was the whole goal to begin with, and all this. Like it has such a huge presence in World of Warcraft that every other, like the even more unique and cooler looking weapons from Azeroth to Doomhammer to Thunder Fury, even to Alti-Esh, like all those dudes just pale in comparison to the amount of presence that this weapon had. Okay. Like it got so it was so pervasive that it's been used in 3 expansions, which kind of blows everybody out. So, but that was like my favorite lore one because just how much story is involved in it, and it's almost never ending. Like the story ain't even done with it yet. That sword's been broken. So can you actually use it, or is it just technically lore? Yes? Oh, okay. In Legion, after you broke it in the 3rd expansion, mm-hmm. Legion actually allowed you to go back and grab pieces of it, and it became a new weapon for you, and that's what you used as a Death Knight. Because only the undead could handle the power underneath it, and they were just fragments. And then you still use that to remove Garshalak's poison from his wound and stuff like that. Because Garshalak's this giant titan sword that actually kills off an entire continent too. World of Warcraft story is bonkers now. We're not even going to be serious about that anymore. This is now Saturday morning cartoon level bullshit. And it's still hilarious. I'm just writing that craziness to the end now. I'm like, I'm already on this train. We're just gonna go. But yeah, Frostmourne's pretty intense. Okay. And but if you get to wield it, you can't do all that cool stuff, right? No. Sadly, you cannot raise an entire waves of army and stuff. And they even explain it's like because you only use fragments, it doesn't have as much power. Like, it's like the great. Boss when you fight him, and then boss when you recruit him. Yeah. It turns into a cat. Yeah. Why are you level 1 now, jackass? Yep, that is exactly it. But let's top this off with like just more fun ones too. Since we're talking about how bonkers things are, what about your favorite joke weapon? Is there a weapon out there that's just ridiculous? That's just like it's not even needs to be taken lightly, but it's just ridiculous. It's dumb.
I like the joke ones where there's like a little hidden special thing to it. I remember like in Ninja Gaiden, there's like the wooden sword that if you fully upgrade it, I think if your health hits half HP, it activates like a double attack.
Oh wow.
Some ridiculous like that. But if you're really, really good, you could just tear through the bosses. And then another really cool one is the Tanegashima from Metal Gear Solid 4. It's like a flintlock rifle, and it has like I don't know what the percentage is, but it has a percentage chance to like cast a tornado and just kill everything in front of you. And then it picks up the enemy soldiers, and then they drop all their stuff. But
goodbye, yeet.
I've never really had a chance to actually activate it, but yeah, we finally had a chance to sit down and watch a video just to see how it's like, because it is such a death sentence for you to shoot this thing, but you pull it off, it's pretty cool.
Nice. Well, mine's not as a risk versus reward type of situation. Mine's just overall ridiculous anyway. Mm-hmm. It's the dubstep gun from Saints Row. Have you noticed the theme here? So basically, it's this giant speaker on this like bazooka level like mounted system, and it'll play music while you're playing it. But when you fire it off, it's like boom, 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 and it just like blows people away and destroys just everything, and it like makes some people dance until they're dead. Like it's just, it is the most ridiculous shit I've seen videos and stuff, right, of other games that kind of have ridiculous crap like that too. But this is something I played, and like that stuff was hilarious, dude. I was like trying to knock helicopters out of the sky with that thing because
Did it work?
Once.
Oh, okay.
I think the speed of the bullets don't really go that far.
Oh, okay.
So that sucked. So, but I was able to do it to tanks.
Man, that makes me sad though, because like that's what Saint Row is supposed to be.
And now it's just, dude, it used to have a dildo sword.
Yeah.
And now it won't even have a dildo sword because that'd be sexist. Even though yet we will probably have several people on that fucking cast that probably have their OnlyFans accounts. You know? Let's be real here. And they don't have something like that on their shelf in the background of that thing? No, shut up.
Just be honest, they don't know what they're doing.
No, they don't.
I think they really want it to be Fortnite, and
they want to be serious Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's boring. It looks dumb and stupid.
So,
like, the thing was, like, Saints Row 3 and 4, especially 4, was just so bonkers that, like, that's why people loved it. It was basically GTA as a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real here.
Yeah, it's basically like, because, was it 1 and 2 was just, like, really, really
so
down to earth.
One was really down to earth, and then 2 was, like, a little more wackier. Like, stuff was a little out of place for some of it. Like, why would you be able to, like, but it, like, a lot of the tone, a lot of the character design, like, was down to earth. And then 3 became,
hey, like, everybody just plays with cheats on, and everybody likes GTA with cheats, so here's GTA with cheats. So.
Yeah, and then 4 just took whatever 3 was, and there's like, you know what? Space.
Yeah.
Just, okay, all right, that's just, I thought that was hilarious. I love that game for it. I love 3 and 4 for that. Like, it was GTA that took itself not seriously at all. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, no, we need to go back to our roots and show how cool we are by adding woke progressive nonsense that does absolutely jack all. And I'm pretty sure 2 of the characters are going to spend 20 minutes total constantly telling you how they don't need anybody else's help because they're strong, independent women and they don't need anything else. Blah, 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 blah. And then all you hear in the back of your head is just grating static because that sounds a hell of a lot better than the writing these people have. Yeah, I went there.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. So, but yes, weapons, fun, exciting, deep stories. Is there any other, like, is there Monster Hunter? Is there any other like weapons that you just want to kind of mention that are just kind of fun? They don't fall in these categories. They're just something like you need to really try this out.
Soul Calibur, at the very least. The lore.
Soul Edge.
The lore is really
Soul
really
Edge
good.
and Soul Calibur is really good.
Yeah.
Actually, I agree. That was actually going to be on one of my a list if Frostmourne didn't exist. Was Soul Edge.
Yeah.
Like I like Soul Edge
Because the constant, the sort of it breaking into pieces and then it being reforged again to find Nightmare, and Nightmare creates the Soul Edge again for it to be shattered again, and it's just like this endless cycle of
I think that's pretty
creators.
crazy.
Yeah,
honestly, I think that's pretty crazy. What's another good weapon that I don't know? There's so many good weapons out there. Like I could still appreciate the Master Sword. It's like classic but timeless all together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I can appreciate that without being excited about it. If that makes sense. So.
Well, I mean, like when you get it, it's just kind of like this is the final evil slayer. So they hype it up really well.
They really hype it up, and then like even in Breath of the Wild, when you finally reach it, no matter how simple it is, that iconic blue hue to it and stuff, like oh yeah, she's about to go down now.
Which I think is also why it's more memorable than the Keyblade, Sumi, right? Because
the what blade?
My only issue, my biggest issue with Kingdom Hearts is the iconic poster weapon is useless. Like that's one thing that really bugs me about Square Enix is that like your iconic poster weapon
stuck with the chainsaw there, Square.
Yeah, is is useless, and it's like come on. Like I think the Buster Sword should have been like the end game sword instead of Ultimate Weapon. It was just some like lightsaber thing, and then. Ultimate Weapon in Kingdom Hearts is like this weird Nomura
of keys
thing, whatever. Yeah,
belts, just a ball of belts.
A ball of belts. Yeah,
that's so very Nomura.
But like the Keyblade is so cool. But
no, it's not.
Well, at least it's different. It's different. Okay, it's different. But my biggest issue is just kind of like Square Enix, like. Your iconic weapon is completely useless. Yeah. So,
I think that's one problem a lot of RPGs have because they're always wanting to get you somewhere to a point where you replace that weapon with something, the ultimate form of something, and it just gets rid of the iconic thing that they had.
And that's why Xenoblade does it so well.
So, but. We'll probably stop right there before we rant off about anything else. Weapons.
And cook ourselves to death.
I know. This place is like hot. I can't wait for our new recording studio. I'm pretty sure this is going to get uploaded by the time that thing comes up. It's going to be hilarious. Anyway, I'd like to all thank you guys for listening to our crazy little rants about weapons and pointy things and all that. If you like our content, feel free to like and subscribe. And we will see you on the other side. Hey everyone, this is Paraka.
And Ghost.
I would like to say thank you for listening to our podcast.
If you like our content, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share our video with your friends.
You can also follow and support us on other social media such as Minds and Rumble. Links in the description below.